Hello guys, welcome back to the next tutorial. Again, we're gonna continue our discussion on inheritance and we're gonna take a look at overriding. So let's bring up the PyCharm, and this is our code from the previous class. So let me just go ahead and change the configuration so I can run this code because I might have the old one selected. So I just renamed the file to inheritance1, inheritance2. So I upload separate files for you guys. So we're all good with this one. So what we wanted to see is what is overriding, right? So let's imagine the scenario that my car BMW, which inherits from the car class, it drives, but it has some more features that needs to be implemented when the engine starts, maybe auto start or like self start, or maybe a lot of different things. It might have a different engine or like V6 or V8 or different kind of things, right? So for that reason, what I want to do is I wanted to implement my own drive method. I want to override this functionality. I don't want to use whatever exists in the car class, in the base class, and I want my own functionality in the child class so that it implies only to my child class, which is BMW. So what I can do is it's as straightforward as you can think of. So I just need to say def drive and done. That's it. I mean, because there's no magic, it's so simple. You don't have to say anything. You just define the method with the same name as it exists in the base class and do whatever you want to do. So I can just say print and you are driving a BMW. Enjoy. So right, so what it's gonna do is it's not gonna call this drive method when I create the instance of BMW and I print it and I run this code. It's gonna call this drive method because I've just overridden it. I'm not using the by default implementation in the car class in my child class, right? So let's run the same code. We already are calling the drive method using the b.drive instance, and this time we should not see car started. We should see you are driving a BMW. Enjoy, man. So let's run the code and let's see it. So that's where it says, right, just before the car start, because this is the second last thing, right? So it says you are driving a BMW. Enjoy. So right now it's not calling the car started method, right? That's how you override, and that's what the meaning of overriding is. So you can just write your own functionality, you can do whatever you want, you can just use the same method name. And not just these, right, you can have your own functionalities. So these are the common functionalities that you define in the base class. And then you can have, let's say BMW has heads up display, so I can just say heads up display and then maybe print, guys, this is a unique feature. This is I know it's not unique, I know it's not unique now. A lot of cars have it, so but we're just trying to learn Python right now, so don't worry about the cars. So what I can do is I have this defined, and this thing I can just call b dot heads up display, and if I run this code, I'm gonna see this is a unique feature. This is coming from the heads up display, right? So there's one important thing to it, guys, that we can utilize the methods defined in the base class, right, in any child class. So I'm using b.stop right now. It's still coming from the base class, right, because my BMW car implementation does not have any stop method, right? But it cannot be reversed like the c dot. I cannot just use heads up display, this thing, right? I cannot use this heads up display. This is not allowed. So in my parent class I can only call methods which are defined inside it. It is not allowed to call any method or attribute from the child class. So I cannot do c dot heads up display, right? It doesn't show up. It doesn't show up. I can only do c dot drive, c dot stop. That's really important to know. One more thing. Let's say I wanted to actually use some functionality from the base class and I've already overridden it. So let's say my drive thing, let's take an example of this. There are some basic functionalities in the drive method which happens in my drive method of BMW class as well. Then after that, I want to add more functionality. So which means I don't want to completely override it. I still want to use whatever is there in the base class, this class, right? And then on top of it, I want to add more functionality. So how we achieve that thing, right? So there's a very simple way in order to achieve that thing. What we can do is we can use the super keyword, which is there. I can just say super dot, and I can call any method. So basically it's not just for overriding or adding functionality to the same method. I can just call drive here, and what it's gonna do is it's gonna, I need to pass in self. Basically it's gonna just first call the method from the base class, and then it's gonna run whatever is there in the child class, right? What else I need to do? I don't need to put self up here. I can just, so this is a short syntax. Basically it's given me this is because the semicolon I put, it's all Java mistake of Java. All right, so this is just the syntax, right? Super dot drive. If I run this code right now, just pay attention, guys. So what it's gonna do is it's gonna say car started first. So this is the code you need to concentrate, right? Or you know what, maybe I can just kind of comment out all these lines which are not needed. So the first thing is gonna be this thing, and let's run the code. So right now it says first you just created the car instance, right? Because we are calling the init method. Then you just created the BMW instance. Then car started, which is coming from super.drive. This is here, car started, right? And then it prints out you're driving a BMW now, enjoy. And then car stop, because we use this b.stop, and then the unique feature heads up display, right? So this is what, guys, we can actually call the functionality from the base class using super dot, the method from the base class, and then we can add our own more functionality on top of it, right? And this syntax is not just specific to this. What we can do is, in order to be more specific, what we can do is we can pass the name of the car class here, BMW, and then self. This is a more, it's just a better syntax for better practice, like all those things, best practices, perfect indentation. It's really important to make your code readable and for everyone else to understand. So I would say just use this one. I first wanted to show you that it works without it as well, but this is the correct way. So I'm gonna run the code again for you guys, and here you go. Boom, same thing. It just exactly works the same way, right? So this is how you can actually use the other functionality from the base class and then build on top of it, right? So that's pretty much it, guys. That's pretty much it for inheritance. And I'm gonna say download this code, refer, and practice as much as you can, guys. And I hope now this object thing is clear, right? So what basically it's doing is, this object is a base class. It's a class already that already exists by Python. It's created, and every class that we create inherits the object class. So we can actually utilize some attributes and some methods from the object class, which is already there and it exists in the Python library. So that's about it. So again, guys, practice as much as you can and let me know if you have any questions. So stay tuned for the next lectures, guys, and thanks for attending this one. Thanks.